the video 310. So you can have 310 chances to win over $3,000 worth of gear, trips, memories, and a lot of Captain Eric juice. I have it flowing out there that day like the salmon of Capistrano. You know what I'm saying? So what's up, YouTube? Team Real Locals, co-captain Eric Hernandez, also Captain Eric of Hook and Memories Guide Service. With that being said, guys, after the catch, had a couple trips this here week, and one of them was with Sean Mendes, Team Bowed Up, 361 Bowed Up, and of course, Kike was out there with us, Team Hard Life. We got two watching, one thumbs up. Appreciate you. This is after the catch, guys. The series that me and Albert talked about, we're gonna do it to it. So now it's time for this. Another live. Cobra, what's up, brother? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you tuning in. So this is the live that I'm gonna do. We're gonna talk about the catches after the catches, so on and so forth. I'm gonna show you the leaders we were using that day, and we ended up catching several fish. 6 foot 5 or 6 foot 7 was the biggest one that night with Sean and Kike. I had to work the next day, so I kind of fell asleep about midnight or a little after, and I kind of just let them take over and fish. I was out there just basically catching gas for dew. One of my rods went off. I forgot who hooked it. Sean or somebody took my rod, and I let them take it. Um, Catching gar, love it. Caught a lot of them, so I rather pass the rod off. You know, it don't matter if I'm on a guide or I'm just out there chilling fishing with somebody else. I always let somebody else bring in the fish. I've caught so many of them. I prefer to bless somebody else. So with that being said, these are the rigs that we were using, guys. We were actually using Stinger rigs on my rigs. Um, I actually made one. I tried something a little different. Not much for coated cable. So let me turn this around. I'm not much for coated cable, guys. And also, I want to give a shout out to the guy that built this rod right here, this red rod. That one is it was built by Val, which is a young man that's coming up in the rod wrapping world. Look at that, man. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, you gotta excuse all the movies, man. But look at here. See, I crimped this and I made a stinger rig. See, there's two treble hooks. There's your three-way, and then up to the top swivel, which is right here, which is just a barrel swivel. That's how that is. Just a stinger rig, but this is made out of coated cable. I actually made this one with Jr. and Rosemary and their protege. They got up and coming fishing with them. And then the other one that I threw was a regular stinger rig, which is just basically piano wire with the same setup with the two treble hooks, the three-way, and then the barrel swivel. That's basically the exact same setup that I had on there. On the red fishing trip, though, I had these made by Went to Hard Life, and there's your barrel swivel, a bead, a crimp, and basically everybody knows this is a Carolina rig down to the circle hook, which is a very small circle hook. The bait we were using that day, I went out and I casted the net. I caught a couple, like 4 or 5 little finger mullet, and I had like about 4 or 5 little finger mullet. Caught about 2 or 3 live squid uh, in the cast net, is in a skipjack, some pinfish, and some live shrimp, some smaller shrimp. About 3 inches, so on. And then bought a bunch of dead bait, about 3 pounds worth of dead bait. And with all that, that was the second part of the trip. But the first trip was all alligator gar. That was like with Sean Mendes, 361 Boat Up, Team Hard Life collaborating on a fishing trip there. So we caught several gar. We were using Gaspergoo, tilapia, which Sean went out and caught the tilapia. Not quite sure what rigs they were quite using. You're back, so I am right on, Roger. Thank you. Skipjack, redfish candy. Yeah, and but where I fish out for redfish, dead shrimp seems to work the best. Um, when you start using live shrimp, I start getting these smaller trout out there. But when I use dead shrimp, ah, 28 inches, 27 inches, and pretty much that's pretty much all day. They'll eat it all day, all night over there in those spots that I fish for them. And I'm in the Back Bay area. If you guys don't know where the Back Bay area is, like where Indian Point is and all that, okay, in that area back there. Skipjack's also great for gar. Man, amazing for gar. I've caught a lot of alligator gar and skipjacks. Matter of fact, the Got on Maniacs page that I was posting, and I would get 300,000 views on a video. Skipjack was one of my premier baits. That and mullet. Okay, so with that being said, guys, I went through my analytics. So this is video 310. I came into the scene May 18th, 2017. That was my first video. That's a shark fishing video with the big stingray on it. I have 94,757 views as of right now. So with this coming out, I'm pretty sure we're going to hit the 100,000 mark because there's 300 videos. So if one person goes back to all 300 videos and comments, I think we'll go over the 100,000 mark for as far as views, and that's awesome. So that'll help out a lot with getting close to being monetized as well. I've commented on 150 already. Oh wow, I'm gonna be real busy here this weekend checking it out. I got my book ready, and then I'm gonna put. I gotta go buy some tickets and stuff, or figure out a way to put 310 names into a jar and pick out a winner. So hashtag 1500 Team Real Loco thumbs up. That's what you put on there. You're good to go. Robert Boo Boo, what's up? Jacked Up Leatherworks, what's up, brother? God bless you, Jacob. How you doing, Brand? Great job, Roger. So we're talking about the giveaway. Hopefully you can make that trip, Jacob. Come down and go fishing with the guy that wins this package. We'll figure it out and set it up and go fishing. Great job, Roger. I'm working on it. Right on, man. Thank you, Boo Boo. Appreciate that, man. Like I said, this is over $3,000 worth of giveaway stuff right here, man. And I'm humbled by an anonymous donor, and of course, everybody that's dipping into their heart and their pockets to help out with this, man. God bless every one of y'all. Just like y'all bless me, I'm blessing somebody else. I'm trying. All right, man. Well, like I said, if you're not there, I appreciate you, brother, for stepping up and donating to the channel. I know my subscribers appreciate you as well. 6 watching, 4 thumbs up. Okay, so this is after the cat series. All right, so we talked about that night of gar fishing. We were in a lake. We were fishing a body of water that there's a channel running just outside of the land that we were fishing on. It's about 45 yards from the land. We were casting into the channel. It's about 12 to 18 feet deep in certain areas, and then as it comes up, it goes like 4 feet up to the bank. It's a pretty gradual decline all the way to the deep part. But once you hit about 7-8 feet, that's where you get that real good channel deep drop. And these fish are right on the edge of that. If you got into the channel, you would know because your bait would start sweeping away from you. Because of current, it would go from, like when you would cast it out, even though the wind was blowing at you, you would literally see your line moving to the right. That's when you knew you went too far. You're not on the edge of the channel, you're actually in the channel. Of course, the currents were moving through because of the river. This lake does feed a bunch of bodies of river. Panza's Fishing Adventures. What's up, Panza? There's another channel, guys, that you guys need to check out right there. Panza's Fishing Adventures. Give him a sub, man. He's a funny guy, man. He's a Cheech and Chong of YouTube world right there. Right? Great content, and you'll laugh your ass off. Good guy, great friend of mine. Much love and respect to that dude right there. And that's Boo Boo and them. They fish together a lot. So Robert's probably out there fishing with them right now, and they're probably watching this live. So God bless. Good luck. Tight line, screaming reels, guys. So now we're gonna go into the other part of it. What do you think about 7 foot 8-inch gar cotton? Oh man, it's sad to see it hanging, but it's legal. So my opinion is my opinion, and that's my opinion. It's sad to see it hanging. I would love to see that fish released and see it in about another 5 years when it was 8, but it's not. So they can't replace it in their lifetime. And that's a big thing that I say all the time is that if I can't replace that fish in my lifetime, you're not taking it home. I'd rather give you a 3 and 4 footer, plenty of meat for the family. If you want anything bigger than that, I'm not the guy to fish with. and I take that to the grave. Also got a British accent. Okay, Ponce, calm down, killer. Ponce's freaking hilarious. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So I guess they are out fishing. Ever met a Mexican with a British accent? I don't know. I look like a white boy that's a Mexican, so I don't know. I don't have a British accent. Crikey, mate, I might have a little bit of Australian in me. I don't know. I shit. I We're not good with the damn accents, man. So going on to after the catch, the redfish trip. It was Father's Day. It was leave the dinosaurs for the future generations. Hey, man, brother, that's what I'm trying to promote, man. A little bit of CPR, conservation, CPR, the big gar. Let the big fish live, man. And I bet you one day there'll be a 9 or 10 foot gar pulled back out. I don't know if you ever heard the story of the 9 foot plus gar that was caught in a shrimp net out here in the Back Bay area. That was fed off the Nueces River that goes into the Back Bay. A shrimper literally caught over a 9 foot gar in the net. The only reason that it was not put out, they tried to eat it, but it was freaking disgusting, and they threw the body away. Um, I don't know if they kept the head or not, but I would have loved to have seen that. You remember that? Yeah, it was inside of a shrimper's net. It was gigantic. The baby makers, yeah. Yep, that's right, man. Those big females. Those are the big girls, man. Those are the ones that, I mean, I've kept big gar back in the day, and when I cleaned one of those big females, I never felt so shitty in my life until you're holding like sacks of eggs, from here to here. I mean, I can't even show you, but gigantic sacks of eggs. It's just massive eggs everywhere, just millions of fucking eggs in one of these fish. Um, it's just right then and there, that you really did something wrong. And at least for me, that was the turning point for me when I was holding all those eggs from one fish. I realized I really effed up, and I was just like, after that, I just completely said, that's it. If it's over, I said at the time it was 60 inches. I said if it's 5 foot or less, you can keep it. If it's any bigger than that, I'm going to release it. And then I started making that my rule for my guides. If you want to keep a fish 5 foot or less, unless it dies, and thank God we haven't really lost too many. Okay, meat is the best. Yeah, it is the best. But that 9 footer, from what I heard, they cooked it. They cooked it like fresh. Like right after they caught it in the net, they brought it up. It was on the deck. The fish was like dead. I mean, but it had barely died because it drowned because it was wrapped up in the net. They cleaned it right there. They took it home. They went to fry it, and they said it was like rubber. And this fish was literally 9 foot long plus. So it was a world record alligator gar, caught and killed in a shrimp net. Um, so I don't even know if that's considered, if that would be the world record fish because it was caught in a shrimp net, or has it got to be caught on rod and reel or bowed? Um, which that I really don't like bow fishing them because there's no turning back from that. Once you shoot them, they're dead. Well, not necessarily. I've caught one with an arrow through it, and since it didn't hit any of the organs or break its back, the arrow was just from the top of the fish through the side of the bottom of the dorsal fin, close to its anal area. Like the arrow was right next to there. Um, so it didn't hit any of the vital organs. It was a big fish. I believe it was 7 foot 7 inches. And what I did was I snapped the arrow on the bottom, and I snapped the arrow on top, and the little section I couldn't pull it out. It was like already grown in there. I mean, it was all mossy. It even had barnacles on it. I think it's been a while since I caught that fish, but I was able to break the arrow, and it was the weirdest thing because when I saw it coming out of the water, you just see this big white thing sticking out of it, and a kind of greenish color. So that was different, but that was a long time ago. So that's not after the catch of these trips. Hey, when you hit the notification bell, it won't set it. It was the old 9 foot waste of meat. Let let the fish live. Yeah, Josh. Unfortunately, that one was caught in a shrimper's net. It wasn't caught on rod and reel. It was caught in a net with shrimp. It was a shrimper that caught it, and unfortunately, that was kind of like it was out there, kind of I guess a fluke that they would catch a gar like that, and it's actually in the ship channel, right there by like navigation. They were shrimping in that area right there, where the shrimp the fish the ship channel, like where the Texas State Aquarium and all that is. They were shrimping that area, going back up towards the back bay, which connects into the Nueces River. So that's how that fish got into that area, and unfortunately, the world record fish was killed. I know it was the world record because it was humongous from the people that were on the boat that I know. Um, Literally told me how big that fish was, and it was gigantic. They were estimating it about 415 to 425 pounds. So it was humongous fish. And unfortunately, yep, it's no longer around. And if that was caught on rod and reel, that definitely would have been the world record. And it is what that is. I've caught an 8 foot 5 and 7/8 with a 49-inch girth. It's out there. I didn't kill it. Texas Parks and Wildlife came out certified that it was a world record fish. Then I had to go weigh it, and I let it go. I didn't put it in the back of my truck. I didn't make that drive to Roy's Bait and Tackle. She's still out there. I ain't heard of anybody killing her. Somebody kills her, you'll see it in the paper. It's a world record. It's bigger than the one from Mississippi. And so somebody catches that in the Joe Fulton area, the Joe Fulton corridor. That's where that fish was caught. Um, I caught it, what, 3.5, 4 years ago now, 5 years ago, somewhere in there. So she still might be out there. She might still be in that body of water right there into the back bay, or maybe she went out into the bay and went out into, Corpus Christi Bay, heading on out to somewhere else. You never know. They can travel. They can travel wherever they want to. They were catching. I saw one caught on the beach here recently. So they're out on the Gulf of Mexico. So they're out there. They're traveling. So after the catch redfish, enough with alligator gar. So after the catch with redfish, it was Father's Day. Alan and his grandson came out with me, and we were fishing for redfish. They wanted to. At first, they were talking about the gar, and then he was like, "Man, that's too much. That's too intense for my grandson. He's not quite ready for something that big." I sent him a bunch of pictures, and then he's like, "Let's go red fishing. That'll be the biggest fish he caught up until now." Went out, started off the morning. Man, redfish were tailing everywhere. If you watch the live video, you could see the redfish. I mean, the water was about 10 to 13 inches deep, and it was pretty clear because it was pretty calm. And with that, the bite was almost non-existent. And the reason why it was non-existent, they could see the leader. You could literally see the redfish coming at the leaders and darting away from it and not going nowhere near the bait. It wasn't until one in a little bit of deeper water actually bit the young man's line, which he hooked up to his first red, and it was a keeper. It was about 23 inches. We landed that fish, completely went dead for about 2.5 hours. We decided to up and move. It started getting hot. It got real still, real still. So we moved around, got some air on us, drank some, got hydrated, pulled up to another cove, found another oyster bed, found some more structure, started fishing it, and then got into like a school of little hardheads and croakers. And I mean croakers about 4 to 5 inches. I was like, man, if we were trout fishing, fishing the piers or something, that would have been amazing bait. But that's not what we were looking for. Took them off, drove back around, and then I decided, because the wind started picking up, to head back to my original spot. I went back to there, and it was a good decision to do because we ended up catching. We would have caught our limit. Unfortunately, we lost two, or well, more than two. We lost about 4 or 5, but we would have had our limit no matter what. We ended up with 4 or 5. and for their limits like that, you know, I mean, they were short one, I think, one or two. Um, but they're very nice redfish, quality redfish, caught on dead shrimp. Um, didn't catch anything on the finger mullet. Didn't catch anything on the pin perch or the live squid. So they weren't eating any of the exotic baits. They were just eating dead shrimp. Uh, had a nice deal there. Like I said, I made a TikTok about it. The pictures are there. I might do like some kind of short. I'm not sure if we can actually still do that. I'll edit it by putting in the pictures, and I could put like the last two trips of this one, and I'll put it after the catch photos or something like that, so you guys can see the fish that were caught on these two trips. And with that being said, it was a great trip. I really enjoyed it. It was a happy Father's Day again, Alan. God bless. Thank you for choosing Captain Eric Hook and Memories Guide Service, and of course to all you guys that are here in the local nation, the real local nation. Appreciate you guys. To the next time, to the next fish. This is Captain Eric after the catch. Stay tuned. Saturday, June 25th. We're doing Wounded Warriors active duty member fishing trip. Captain Will Ledbetter. I'm going to try to get 361 Boat Up involved. 361 Most Hated. And of course, Hard Life Bait and Tackle. We got Albert joining us, which is a veteran. Captain Will's a veteran. And we're going to get out on the water. This is my birthday. I'm going to celebrate with these guys that support the red, white, and blue, the colors that never run. So, like I said, guys, to the next time, to the next fish. Screaming reels to all. God bless you. We'll see you on this next video. Stay tuned for that action.